on Survivor Series this Sunday. I know I usually try doing these things a little bit more fancier than I usually do, with a lot of cool effects and music introduced, but I don't want to really do it this time. It's not the fact that I don't have time to do it, it's just that with these past times I've been kind of... The last prediction video was Hell in a Cell, and I think I missed TLC. Or no, when was... I don't remember when the last prediction video I had was. And I feel like with all these times I'm trying to be fancy, it's because I have a lot more spare time. And as things are, I don't have that luxury of having as much spare time as I used to. So I'm not gonna try doing as fancy as I usually do for these prediction videos. I think I'll just keep it very simple. And yeah. Let's get right on to it with WWE Survivor Series 2017 this Sunday. Hopefully I can get this one out. Alright, first match on the card, we got Kalisto versus Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship. I feel like with Enzo, he's kind of the main... Like, the thing is with 205 Live is that they have a lot of good established faces. Like there's a lot of good guys. Like I think like as is right now, like, and there's not enough heels. Like when I think about 205 Live with their heels so far, I can think of Jack Gallagher, who is doing surprisingly well, which even though he suffered a loss. And there's the Brian Kendrick. There's also Enzo, maybe remind you right now. There's also Drew Gulak. And there's a lot more, like, I think but out of that, those are the four main heels, and they're both kind of teaming with each other at the time. So it kind of makes it unlikely that a face would just come by and take it away from them. So I don't think Kalisto's going to win. If anything, I feel like Kalisto's is going to lose, and then the next person going to come by and get a chance is going to be Mustafa Ali going against Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship. That's just what I believe. Let's go with Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos for the tag teams. And honestly, with these Raw and versus SmackDown kind of things, I like it because it is unpredictable. You can't really tell who's going to win these kind of matches. So with this unpredictability aside, I think I'm going to go with the Usos. Not because basically because I don't know, just think the Usos. Because the only one that I find is predictable for the winner is kind of the one that they put the most focus on and the traditional survival. I'll get to it when I get to it. We have the Shield versus the New Day. This is a cool match. I wish there was a lot more build-up for this match which is 2 weeks, and in my opinion, the very weak build-up that the New Day cost the Shield, the tag team champion. It feels like there could have been a lot more with this, and I guess maybe Roman Reigns being sick did not help that, but it felt like there could have been a lot more. It felt like the Shield versus the New Day deserved a lot more build-up than what it got. Like, overall, it's still going to be cool, in my opinion, seeing these two teams go against each other. I just wish there was a lot more there than just, oh hey, we cost you the tag team championships. So with that said, I think it's going to be the Shield. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. Alexa Bliss. I don't like Charlotte. I'm sorry. Alright, the Team Raw versus Team Smackdown Women's Survivor Series match. Alright. Raw. Mainly because they just have let's see, Asuka, right? Asuka, right? Right, that's her name, right? Asuka? Anyway, mainly because Asuka was undefeated, and to have all this undefeatedness just to be thrown away in a Survivor Series match unless she gets disqualified, but even everyone else I feel like would not accept it. So with that being said, I feel like it has to be Team Raw just because Asuka's on the team, which kind of sucks really. And this is one of the reasons I hate undefeated streaks, because it can never be, it's like the loss has to mean something right after it. We have The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Baron Corbin. I think The Miz, because he's at least had more time to talk about this legit match he's going to have with Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin did a lot of social media stuff, without a doubt, that's good. But with The Miz, with him having the ability to talk on a grander scale, it feels like it makes it more important for him to win over Baron Corbin. If Baron Corbin just wins, it's like, well, where were you, like, I don't know, like, Baron Corbin's just really good at just losing and then just getting over it. It's like, that's kind of a thing with Baron. He can lose, but he immediately just recovers right after it. It's like, a loss never really slows Baron Corbin down. A lot of you might be saying John Cena, no, he won the United States Championship right after losing to Cena, so I don't care what anyone else is going to say about that. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. I don't care if AJ Styles is so amazing. It's like, this is the thing. It's like I get skill is important, but Brock, he's a fucking monster, and he's going to destroy. I mean, like, put them side by side, and it's like, do you really think AJ Styles is going to? I get it. It's like I'm judging the size difference over the real skill, and I know AJ Styles is an amazing wrestler, but it's hard. There's a reason people do these matchups where it's like the bigger guy versus the little guy, because the bigger guy, without a doubt, has every advantage over the little guy. And it's not like I don't think AJ Styles can win, it's just this size difference just makes it more believable that Brock would win. And it's like, if Brock Lesnar wins, it's like, well, that's not that's not wrong. If AJ Styles wins, it's like, it's AJ Styles winning, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I know everyone's going to say AJ Styles, but honestly to me it's like Brock Lesnar, and it's like, look at the size of Brock Lesnar and then compare him to AJ Styles, and you're literally going to complain that AJ Styles lost over this kind of thing? That's just my opinion. Lastly, the probably main event, Team Raw versus Team Smackdown, the men's division. I kind of have to say I agree with Brian Zane on the way he has this. It feels like with Raw and SmackDown going head to head, it feels like Raw is going to win because of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's just weird in my opinion. Like, if SmackDown loses, like, they were the heels this whole time, and it's like, with Raw winning, it feels like that would lead to something completely uninteresting to watch. Like Stephanie McMahon being, yay, I did it, and I don't know. It feels like Team Raw is going to win over Team SmackDown, with the fact that SmackDown led in as this heelish team that's trying to attack, and with the whole idea saying, like, with Raw always putting in jeopardy of saying, do you know what's going to happen when we lose? And stuff like that. With SmackDown, it doesn't feel like a thing that says, hey guys, if we lose, it's over. But Raw is making a big deal about it if they lost. That's what makes it feel like Raw is going to win over SmackDown, because SmackDown is not making a big deal over a loss. If anything, SmackDown is more like hyping the match. They're making it seem incredibly big, while Raw is making the idea of losing like the worst thing ever. That's why I'd say Raw is going to win, because they care more about the result over SmackDown, who's not really making it seem like it's a situation that says, guys, there's a problem if we lose situation. But anyway, that's just all my opinion. What are your predictions for Survivor Series 2017? Leave them in the comments below, and hit that like and subscribe button just because you like me.